Welcome to Pull the Pin Radio, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions of the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Hey, let's pull the pin.
Kaboom. Yeah, that one doesn't fit.
No. Nate would be disappointed right now.
Yes, he would definitely be disappointed. But he was invited, so Nate's obviously out of town or not in touch. So,
well, it's rolling, man. We got to get rolling on here for his boot camp.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys who aren't showing up here that should be. Maybe we need to pay them? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I get paid, then I'll pay them.
Yeah.
Either way, what are we going to talk about today?
That insurrection, that riot, January 6th.
Oh, the erection at the Capitol?
Yeah, and then how they killed the police officer.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That was the assault on the White House, no?
Yeah, well, Capitol building. Damn, you got me saying it now. Yeah. But have you heard any updates?
Yeah, it's surprising because, I think, you knew my opinion back when we talked about when it happened, that this was just elevated like 9/11. Not that I'm comparing the two. I think they're trying to compare the two. I thought it was all a farce just to get some stuff passed. And somehow it's kind of been dying down a little bit. And maybe they found something more juicy. And I say we talk about our two favorite people, right? The politicians and the media, right? Two topics we can't avoid on these shows because somehow their fingerprints are over everything. But yeah, I just happened to see an article about some new emails that came out. And I don't know, maybe the FOIA, the requests, they got caught with it. But apparently the U.S. Capitol was warned in advance of troublemakers that were coming to do something, whatever they called it. They didn't call it an insurrection. They called it a riot. They were warned, but they did nothing. They did nothing about it.
Well, I would say being in the intelligence business, or formerly being in there, isn't that the same as how people were saying, hey, President Bush was warned, they were warned about the 9/11 attacks and they did nothing. And I believe it was Condoleezza Rice who finally came out and said, if you knew how many, they did a show on it called Threat Matrix.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's this constant amount of threats that keep coming out, and that you have to decipher through it all. And, who would have thought?
It's interesting. It's interesting because I appreciate that. And really, I respect that argument because I understand it. Yeah. I understand that, the amount of death threats, the amount of credible, they have to sort through all this stuff and say that's a credible threat or not. So I understand there's a process behind it. My question would be this, do I need an intelligence agency to know that there was going to be a gathering on the 6th? No, right? So we could have all known. And what was our two favorite groups pushing during the whole time? That Trump was not going willingly, he'd have to be dragged out, and then when all that went down, so there was already a perceived threat to begin with, right? Can we not at least say that would be logical?
I think the perceived threat was from him. Him not wanting to leave, or he's not.
Right, but he wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying, I'm going to storm no matter what, I'm going to storm. They're the ones saying he's not going to leave, so he is perceived as the threat.
Oh, you mean the people?
Yes, the people in the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that everyone was afraid that the people were going to show up on that day. I think the general population, maybe it's due to the media, but could have perceived that as a threat. We didn't need an intelligence agency to say, hey, we better be on guard just in case it does get out of hand. Right. Even if it's a peaceful protest, right?
Yeah, when I mentioned about then President Bush and the threat matrix, what I'm saying is, even with the Capitol building, I'm sure they get come on, man. All right, we're about to. Hear me out.
Okay.
When we got a bomb threat, what happened? Damn, you got to go through this list of questions. Damn, we got another bomb threat. And there ain't nobody running out the building, or,
sure.
Because it happens so often. So it's not taken that serious.
So maybe I'm not making myself clear, and my point, what I'm getting at, is that what was the significance of 9/11? There was some revealed later on,
right.
But 9/11 to me at some point was the same as 9/12 or 9/13.
Right.
Like this May 6th or January 6th, sorry, I'm way off of my months.
Here we
This
go.
January 6th, fake news. The media told me.
May 6th was the White House. January 6th was the Capitol building.
Right. Okay, I'm getting all my insurrections wrong.
Yeah.
So this January 6th already was a date of significance, right? It wasn't that was when all of it was supposed to happen, and it was already predictable. It wasn't like some threat of the world ending in 10 years.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is 4th of July, the police already know that there's going to be an uptick in firecrackers and calls and things like that. They already know they need to up their forces. They know they need to be aware of certain things because they know that day's coming. It doesn't mean they're expecting some insurrection, but they already know that this is a significant day. 9/11 was just like any other day until it happened.
Right.
So that's why I said, so even if they had threats that it was coming on 9/11, they could have easily used that information and said, well, why would it come on 9/11? You know, that could have been one of the factors dismissing the immediate threat or the credible threat. You know, that's taking for granted that there was no grand conspiracy, which we're not going to get into, right?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying is this January 6th already had some significance. So there should have been a heightened awareness.
That day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they were all talking about it. Everyone was talking about the January 6th, people showing up and yeah, they were all talking about it. That wasn't like some secret.
That's why they had the barricades out there.
Exactly. That's my point exactly. So they already knew something could happen. That's why they took some precautions.
Right.
Right. Now, on the flip side of that, I don't think it was an insurrection. So I don't think they needed to do anything because what actually happened wasn't any worse than anything else that could have happened. A riot gone somewhat bad and a whole bunch of selfies.
Well, yeah, I guess so. With attacking the police officers, though.
Right, and killing one, right?
Oh yeah, he killed him.
Killed him, right? Not the police officer that killed the protester, right? Not the one that shot the protester in the face and killed her, right? We're talking about the protesters that killed the police officer.
Yeah, they attacked the police officer.
Yeah, with a fire extinguisher, right?
Yeah, and back then they killed him.
Right, back then they killed him, right?
Yeah.
So you're beating around the bush. So really, you're going to update us on that too, right?
Yeah, the update now. I mean, it's been out for about a week or so now that he died of natural causes.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I equate that to, somebody had COVID and they died. So, well, he had a weak kidney. So that's the reason why he died. It wasn't COVID that killed him. It was a weak kidney that killed him. That's what I equate it.
How do you equate that? I mean, there's a big distinction between being attacked with a fire extinguisher and...
That's my point. But now he was busted in the head with a fire extinguisher. But now you're going to say he died of natural causes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there was even evidence.
Going for it.
Wasn't there evidence out there? Like he had a phone call with his brother the day after or something? He said he wasn't feeling well or...
Doesn't matter to me. He was smacked upside the head with a fire extinguisher. And then he died.
Because
that's it.
Because your team's calling an audible, now you got to believe something different.
No, it's just, hey, I don't care. You know I don't care about them.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care about them. I was about to say something real bad. Wish it wasn't him that got smacked in the head with the fire.
Right. But we're gonna punt. We're gonna punt on first down for this one, right?
Yeah, but no. He was, and then it wasn't just him that was attacked. At least, the other ones were attacked, punched, kicked. And, it's all on video.
Sure.
And that's the point that I'm saying. It's like it wasn't a riot. It wasn't an insurrection.
Oh, I was gonna say you said it wasn't a riot. I was like, wait a minute.
It's like all of these people are saying, these Trump supporters, I call them. They're saying it wasn't a riot. It wasn't an insurrection. It was just, they were just peacefully protesting or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm just saying. That's
Come on. I don't hear people say it was peacefully protesting. They acknowledge that there was some trouble there. Clearly, but it's not an insurrection. I might concede a riot argument, but that
You
would be a
might
definition, right?
that you
Well,
might cause
well, I
God.
mean, isn't a riot like three or more people with it? So I would have to say it would be a riot based on definition.
Oh, only based on the definition. Got it. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what the law is for, right? Isn't it? Like, so
Right.
if me and you show up somewhere and start beating up everybody over at Walmart, is that a riot?
Yeah, the response.
Well, they might riot against us,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
but
But
yeah,
no,
I'm
I
just
get your
saying,
point. I get your
yeah.
point.
If a bunch of guys were showing up to cause trouble, we could call it a riot. Sure,
Right.
not an insurrection. I'm still not. I'll go with Biden's erection before I go with an insurrection.
Hey, I'm just saying they were trying to, overthrow the government to keep the president that who lost in office.
While taking selfies. Yeah, I got it. We don't want to forget that moment in our life, right? We
Right.
won't, right? We won't, because there'll be laws coming
So,
down
what do you
still.
think about the officer who shot the lady in the face?
I just don't know why that's not even talked about anymore. Like, I don't
Are
even
you
think he was
serious?
investigated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the details about it.
It's not. It's not being talked. Why should it be talked about?
Well, what happened?
It's a justified shooting. It goes
Was
away,
it?
just like the rest of them.
I don't know. I didn't get all the information on that. What do you know? You can tell me.
She was coming through the window illegally, or as
Okay.
Paul, even though it's it's public property. Like our boy Paul likes to say, "Hey, it's government property. It's public property." But I'm like, why not walk through the door? Why you have to smash through the window and vandalize? And when she did it, she got popped in the face.
But is that you're saying that's a justified shoot?
Honestly,
So
no.
breaking a window?
It
Like, you're
wasn't
blowing
just
me away.
breaking
I'm like,
no.
after all these shootings we've been
I
talking about,
know,
you're saying
right?
some
It's
guy
like,
shoots somebody coming through a window?
It's deadly force. You know what I mean? But here, my position is this: you're only going after this officer now. Why? Why are people going after this officer? With all the other shootings, nothing to see here. That was a justified shooting. Don't even want to investigate it. But now this one, and I'm speaking of, there's two social media platforms that I follow. That's Law Enforcement Today and Law Officer. And these people who the admins on these pages are ridiculous, man. And I'm an avid supporter of law enforcement, but I'm like they really show their true colors in the posts that they make. And I'm like, why are they just talking about now they coming after this police officer who shot this lady, but they never go after another police officer. Never have they done that. And it makes me wonder. So now you're supporting a rioter, right? And you're going after the police officer. And I'm like, why? Oh, they must be Trump supporters behind that page. And that's why I
That's
say the hypocrisy is out there. It's like they're so transparent with it, but no one wants to call people out on it. That's why I say, and I can't remember the topic, but you called me out on it before, and I was like, that was a good show. I liked it because we talked about it. You know what I mean? But
I
nobody
don't
wants to
remember
talk
that,
about
but
this.
I
Well,
don't
it
remember
was
last
early
episode.
on, early on. You don't remember the last? But no, it's like there's a lot of hypocrisy out there, and I'm not going to say the thing about how he died of natural causes is hypocrisy, but why are people going after this? They want to see this police officer who shot someone who was breaking in to the Capitol building.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with your premise that they might be Trump supporters. Like, I'm not going to disagree with that because that's where the weighted kind of opinions come in. I get it. But I will go back to the same standard we've talked about before. Why have a double standard?
Yeah,
I mean, if we're going to go after one officer for doing something, then they all should be investigated. All of them.
thank you.
So if this guy, and see, that's what the weird part to me is that I didn't even want to talk about going after people because I thought that was already happening.
Not him.
But
No,
I mean, I thought that was standard across the board that when people use deadly force, there's an instant automatic investigation. Now, if
No.
there's a cover up,
Right.
that's a police culture corruption problem.
No, mine is that what I'm talking about is the hypocrisy. Let's say, for instance, if a vet is a police officer, we know he or she is a vet, and they do something, you and I are going to support them. law enforcement, vet. Hey, can't do anything wrong. Sorry, nothing to see here. But if someone else does something, we're like, oh man, that's not right. So that's our hypocrisy. You
Sure.
know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's why I say,
I would call
like,
it a bias. Like we have a inherent bias because
oh,
we
it's
relate to
hypocrisy.
them.
You're a damn hypocrite. That's what I call
Well,
it.
we're all hypocrites, right?
No,
Telling people not to eat McDonald's as we go down to Burger King, right?
no, it's because you don't like. That's a preference.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Semantics. We're just gonna play
Yeah,
semantics here.
that's it. That's
Let's
it.
have Webster on the show, and
Yeah.
he can
But
just.
hey, I'm sorry, I don't support anyone who is involved in an insurrection. Okay, I just can't. And she
What
was
if it's not really an
wrongfully convicted.
insurrection?
It was.
What if they just showed up to take selfies and they happen to get caught in the insurrection?
See, that's a problem, man. Let me tell you, you can't keep doing what if. We have the facts. This is why they conducted this insurrection. Okay, they wanted to overthrow the government. That was their intent, to keep President Trump in office. Plain and simple. You need to stop drinking that Kool-Aid, man. Come on. Come on.
I can't even make a Kool-Aid joke to you because then I'd be a racist again. So you
Dude,
need
we're
to
on what
start
episode
drinking.
is this? I've been calling you one for at least 70 episodes. Why you
Oh my goodness.
But no,
Hey,
it was
I
a
give you a white privilege card, man. You gotta stop calling me because you're
God,
on the team now. You're on my team now.
God, man, I lost it.
You're on team privilege now.
I
So,
was around a bunch of brothers. They took it.
well, it's well, it's interesting though because I think you're right in a sense. Like, why can't we just have one standard, right? And
Yeah.
we talk about this. Then we bring up our two favorite subjects. You know, the media and politicians. You know, if they're defining the standard, then why can't people just say, wait a minute, that's not one standard, it's a double standard? Like, why is
Right.
it so hard? Why is team so important that people will defy, you know, I like the inherent bias. Okay, I know I'm jumping a little here. What you're talking about, the bias, we're soldiers, right? So we might be more lenient on a soldier because he at least, you know, signed up to give his life for his country, so he made a commitment that other people didn't. So maybe we'll say, okay, he deserves a little bit of a break because he did something for the country. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that may be our bias, right? But a clear double standard, I wouldn't say that I would justifiably say a soldier should get off because he's a soldier when he did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a line there. Why is that line so easy to cross? Is it people just not like see the line? Do they like I'm still mesmerized on how like even this right here we're talking about. Like this should make people mad that this Sitnik, it was a Sitnik or something?
Yeah, sitting. Yeah.
The Sitnik didn't die from a fire extinguisher, but yet they were told that. Like, do you just dismiss that if your CNN's your favorite show? You just be like, oh, that's a lie. It's reported by CNN. This is from CNN.
Right.
So, why?
Because
Why
he
is,
was hit in the head with a fire. How many times I got to tell
but
you?
I'm saying, why? I understand that, but why is team way more important than truth now?
I can't explain it. It's just the way it is.
We need to get some
That's
psychiatrists or something on
that's
here.
the world. Yeah, no, that's the world that we live in.
Bring your psychiatrist on one day.
Ta-da! There you go.
Oh, I'm on. Oh, my bad. Oh,
There you go. But no, I mean that is the world that we live in, man. Once upon a time, people had the ability to have independent thought, and I think
sure.
that's just gone away. That's gone
Right.
away. So many people are worried about being on a winning team that the the idea of individualism is gone,
Hmm.
and it's gone because I have to belong to some group, some team, as you just spoke on for the last couple of minutes. That's just the way it is, and you can see it in almost every conversation.
Right.
It's like if someone's thinking outside the box, everyone, oh, you get labeled as weird, strange,
Right.
different. You know,
Yeah.
different than us. Here's that group. Different than the norm in society. Here's that group. You know, and that's what we do.
And,
You
and
know,
that that seems like a place of scarcity, like a fear reaction.
Yeah,
Like I think people connect out of fear.
yeah. They don't want to be
What
alone.
what about the flip side of that? The need to be getting their clicks, or have the TikTok video that everybody's, oh look, we're beating somebody up, or oh look, here we're mugging somebody, or here what about that? Like, to me,
Yeah,
that's not a fear. That's driven on the opposite end.
yeah. That's the 15 seconds of fame, they call it, or 15
Yeah,
minutes now with the internet is 15 seconds.
right.
These tic tac crap going on.
TikTok.
Yeah, and it's like that's what people want. They want that 15 seconds of fame. You
You
know.
think social media made everybody crazy and crave
Oh,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, and it's social media and the regular media, because you have someone on social media and it's not, to me, it's not all bad,
No.
because you have someone put a video out there of them playing the guitar and singing, and next thing you know, they have a multi-million-dollar contract with a
Right.
recording studio. So it's not all bad,
Right.
but if I hear that happened to Jim, I'm like, what? Are you? Wow, I could do that.
Right.
So now I'm going to go out there, and it's just those select few who, you know, focus on the negative, like I always
Right.
say, right? They
Right.
focus on the negative, like, oh, look, oh man, he's getting his ass kicked or whatever. What's that? World Star. They be out there doing all that crap, and they want to get those clicks and those likes so they can be what? Famous in
Right.
their
Well,
own eyes.
I don't, I don't know if I go full famous, right?
Right.
But I do, and something I believe in is, like, people want to be significant. They want to be somebody. And I think that's what kind of creates the teams, because they're a part of something. I think we have a society that's searching for significance. The inherent problem with significance, though, is you can achieve it two ways, or maybe more than two, but ultimately two sides. You
Mm.
can be significant through positive means. You can do like one of our guests had, Matthew, and start up a thing to help people and be like, damn, that's a good dude
Hmm.
right there. Or you could be significant in bad ways. And, oh, he's the thug on the block, or that's the kingpin drug dealer, or that's, this guy's been to prison 7 times, or, you can gain significance both ways.
Right.
So the question I guess still comes back to, is it the person that decides that, or is it the opportunity of significance that will create that?
Mm. Mm. I think, that's good. But I think it's more opportunity. Internet.
You think so?
Internet. Yeah. I have to go.
Well, let's pull it into a real world example, all right? Let's talk about one of your favorite subjects, because you came from the ghetto. So let's go into the ghetto. Let's go, like, okay, let's not call it the ghetto. Let's be nice.
No,
Let's go
do
into.
it. Do it. Most people probably get offended by that, but they
Well, I'm
should.
just saying, I didn't want to limit it to one little area. So, like, you go into low income places, right? So low income places tend to have maybe less opportunities. I guess you could say less opportunities. I don't really believe that, as I think you get to choose what you do with your life, but maybe there aren't plenty of jobs in low income areas. So you can't just all go find a job. So in that aspect, they've got less opportunities.
Okay. I'm
I
glad you
still
agree
think
with that. Okay.
I still think you can go mow grass. You can do, there's things you can create. But so if they have less opportunities, could they still find significance in being, the first kid to go to college, or the first kid to, or hey, that's, Johnny's boy, and he's always helping out people, and they can still gain significance. But you're telling me that maybe that there's less opportunities for goodness. It's easier to find opportunities for bad, and that's what.
No, I think we're living in that era, that age, as they say, right? Of the internet.
Mhm.
Social media blew up, and it helped a lot of people to blow up. So a lot of people, and because I like to use the word famous, fame, or whatever, and that's within their same community. It's within their community that
Sure.
they achieve that status. Now it doesn't give them any money. It's like you said, you know, they're just famous for a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, and then now they're back to wherever they were before that.
Right. So
And
so
I don't know why. I don't know why people have that drive to get that when it's not going to get them anything.
well, I do think people have a drive to be significant, and that's why they join teams, and
Okay,
maybe that's not enough. But like, go to your
Okay, but
example.
go
What's
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to go to your example with the guitar.
Right.
So if I have a skill, or even maybe it's not a great skill, but a passion, and I play guitar on a thing and I get a contract, I mean, what's stopping them from doing that?
Oh, nothing.
But
And
so
you have a
why are
lot.
they?
Go
Why would
ahead.
they be choosing world star videos to get significance or fame?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we have to find one of them who does that and to talk about it. But I don't understand. That's what I said. I don't understand what's driving them when they're not getting any money. They're just
Right.
getting clicks on their page, social media page, likes or whatever. I don't know what that does for them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I really don't. It's like, okay, if I make a post on Facebook, I don't go back to see how many likes I got.
Do you think it goes back to the media again and the sensationalization? Because Mike James walked an old lady across the street, nobody cares. The old
Right,
lady does. Mike
right,
James' dad might. The neighborhood might, but
right,
the world doesn't care.
right.
So if Mike James goes out and cracks somebody on the back of the head and films it, next thing you know, the media cares, the world cares, or the country cares. Now Mike's a little more significant. Do you think that has something to do with
Yeah.
it?
Wow, that's good. Never thought about it like that. That's real good.
Wow, that was two compliments in one show.
No, I didn't
Yes.
say what you said was good.
Oh,
I'm
oh, all
just
right,
saying
all right.
that's good the way that balloon is floating.
You are fired. Yeah, I've been watching that balloon for quite a few episodes now. I'm wondering when the birthday's going to be over.
Oh, it's gone, long gone. Matter of fact, I think it's this week, but it's been up there for about 2 weeks now. We just always let them float.
Isn't helium a wonderful thing? But I think
Yes,
I think right now for our pull the pin, when we
I was
get
about to
there,
say.
you need to go grab that balloon and inhale some of that, and then do your pull the pin.
Hell no. In hell no.
Well, you don't have to inhale. Well, yeah, you have to inhale it. I think. Don't you have to
Yeah,
suck in that air and then talk?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be a
And that's
great
exactly
opportunity.
what we do on this. Oh
I'm
God, we do it
look.
all
I'm
the time.
just. I'm just saying. I
Here we
think we have
go.
an opportunity. Remember that time you wouldn't sing the Black National Anthem for me?
Right.
Yeah, this is the second time I'm asking you to do something really cool, and you're turning it down again. Think of
See,
the
but
significance and the clicks you'll get. You
yeah.
might get a
Now,
record deal.
hey, take that model that's over your that replica over your right shoulder. Let's pretend to load it. Boy, we get some clicks for that.
Oh yeah, you'll hear some clicks as I'm loading it.
Yeah,
Click, 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 click.
yeah. Ah, but
Yeah,
nah, I forgot the last thing we were talking about, man. I'm
you
sorry.
you inhaling the balloon, but we can pull the
No,
pin on the
no.
episode if you want.
Yes, let's pull the pin on
All
that
right,
too.
good
Yeah,
talk. There's stuff to ponder, and maybe some people out there listening got some opinions, and maybe we'll revisit this when we get some other people on with other opinions.
mm,
Maybe some experience, some kids out there that do the little click click stuff or whatever they do.
right.
So, all right, we'll move over to our pull the pin person of the week or whatever it is you want to do.
Uh, I want to pull the pin. I want to pull the pin on. Once again, it's a topic that's near and dear to our heart. Law enforcement. It's a police union in was it Cleveland, Ohio. They're supporting the former police officer who shot and killed Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old, who had a pellet gun playing in the park by himself. And he rolled up and just shot him. And they're appealing, trying to get his job back. And that's why I always say, if they embarrass the badge, if they do wrong, step away. People will learn to trust you more when you have that transparency. To me, when you support them, and it's like saying cops, police officers can do no wrong. He was wrong. It ended up taking a child's life. He needs to go. Let him go. Cut, sling, load. Hold a pin on that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one, tough case. I'd hate to be in that scenario, but that's tough. But yeah, I agree with you. They need to be 100% authentic and
Yeah,
accurate. And at least if it is what it is, that will gain some trust. And I think that's how you gain trust anyway, with honest communication. Good. I'm going to actually, okay. I'm going to say the person of the day or the week or the month even. I'm going to give it to the Democrats, and because you just brought it up. And I'm only going to give it to them now because I'm sure it's going to change. But I got this replica because of them. They made me feel that I had to do something now to expand my collection of replicas. And I probably would have sat on it for a little while and said, I don't really need that. But they made me feel like I needed it. So thank you guys for allowing me to make a purchase for my display that enhances my environment and my security, because I can always hit them with it, because obviously replicas you can't really fire. But I can hit somebody with it if they break into my house. So for now, I really appreciate you guys.
Jesus. All right.
And for now, we're going to pull the pin on the show. And we thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you come join us. If you're a veteran out there, like I said, come and contact us. Go to pullthepinalready.com, fill out the forms, do whatever you need to do, get involved, come on the show. Don't be scared. Mike makes a fool of himself every episode, so you won't be alone. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin. I don't make a fool of myself every episode. 3 out of 5 maybe, but not every episode. Hey, pullthepin.com. Come see us.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.